Looks like we're just finishing up our adjustments. Not sure if something's going on in that lane 4 stake. Got maybe 4 people paying attention to that MIT boat there. Lane 3 trying to get their point here. Take a look again, look at that black tower and see when the flag goes up, letting us know that we're about to get started. There it goes, up in the air. And we're off. The women's Varsity 8 Grand Final for the Bergman Trophy is underway here at the 2026 Vail Regatta. Again, this is our final Grand Final of the day. We're hoping that these women can give us a dramatic finish here. Again, Temple out of lane 3, winner of the time trial, winner of the first semifinal. MIT not far behind them. And looks like MIT here off to a really quick start.
Yeah, I'm expecting some really great things from this race. All of these women are so accomplished in every one of these crews, and they have all put down excellent times, time and time again, had great semifinals and time trials, and now going head to head. I really can't wait to see how this starts to shape up a little bit. So it looks like we are now through the first 100 meters. That is the breakage point with a very clean start. All boats going straight down the lane. No problems here. Everything looking good. And all 6 boats are still connected.
Yeah, really tight race here through the first 250 meters of this one. Maybe give the advantage to MIT by just a bit over Temple, who sits in second. And then looks like maybe Drexel and U Albany in the outside lanes in third and fourth at the moment. Lanes 1 and 2 seem to be just down a bit at the start. That's Fordham and Queens. And as they come by, our scissor lift cam here, positioned right at the 500-meter line, we're going to get a good idea of what the race to the first 500 looks like. And that line.
Yeah, look at U of Albany here, really sticking with them on, that is Drexel in lane 5. MIT really starting to make a move. Again, Temple trying to stay with them. Both of these crews have really challenged beautifully in multiple races across the day. And again, we keep our eye on Queens too, Queens University. That is lane 2. And again, a very, very accomplished crew here. We have lots of medalists here from the University Canadian Games. Some really, really talented, experienced athletes in that crew. So I'm going to keep an eye on Queens in the second half as well. But right now, Temple and MIT, and then we look at U of Albany in lane 6 as some pretty tight contenders right now.
Yeah, we saw as they hit that 500-meter line, it was MIT winning the race to the first 500. Temple not far behind them. And then it seemed like Drexel and U Albany were in third and fourth respectively. But now as we take a look, looks like U Albany's starting to put a little move on this Drexel boat, just inching their way out in front. And MIT starting to open things up a little bit on this Temple boat. And you can see there just about a 4-seat lead based on this drone view. And as we look across, yep, that seems about right for MIT. So just starting to move away from the Temple boat here over the last 250 meters. In this second 500. And check out lane 1. Looks like Fordham making a nice push now to move themselves into third place. Right there, even with that Drexel boat, U Albany and Queens starting to fall back just a little bit. But again, things are really connected here in this race. Not much between even first to sixth here. As we hit the 1,000-meter line, it's MIT there first.
Yeah, really solid move here by Fordham. Let's not overlook that. Let's keep an eye on that because Fordham here really starting to make some moves in lane 1. Again, those outside lanes, you have to be so careful if you're in a middle lane and you're not watching to see what happens because look at Fordham here, really on the hunt, almost even now with MIT. So we are looking now at Temple, MIT, Fordham in lane 1, and then a great battle happening between Queens and Drexel. That is 2 and 5. We will keep an eye on that. And U of Albany here in lane 6. But let's keep an eye on that Fordham crew.
Yeah, I think it's actually Fordham and Drexel right now vying for this third place spot. Temple just trying to do anything they can to push back onto MIT. But as we move into this third 500, MIT continues to push away from the rest of the field. Looks like it's about a boat length lead now for MIT over Temple. And now Temple just trying to fend off this Drexel crew that is surging. Drexel out of lane 5 is starting to make a push. And Fordham, after that great second 500 here into the third 500, beginning to fade just a little bit. Queens University making a push up in lane 2, moving into 4th place. UAlbany sits in 6th, but again, not out of it at the moment. MIT really starting to move away. Temple now just trying to hang on to 2nd. Drexel with an incredible push over this 3rd 500.
Yeah, that's right. And as predicted, Queens, again, with all this experience in this crew, really strong in the second half here. The Coxon and the 5-seat are actually sisters, which is kind of cool. So the sisters get to come out here and race together in such an experienced crew. Again, really starting to move up, challenging Fordham even on the outside, and starting to move up again on, that will be on Drexel. My apologies, I'm flipping those. So it is Queens and Drexel still going head-to-head. MIT and Temple in the center. Not too much has changed leader-wise here, but for 3rd and 4th, we're really keeping a close eye on this because look at Queens on the move.
I actually think it's all Drexel right now. Drexel moving into 2nd here, trying to challenge this Temple boat. Queens now falling off a little bit here, off of that back of that Temple boat. So Drexel now trying to challenge this Temple boat that was really right there in 2nd place, kind of maybe got tired out chasing this MIT boat. And just we'll see here over the final 250 meters, MIT starting to raise that rate. They are in good position here as they make their way to the finish line. And we'll see 2nd and 3rd. You can see 4-seat in that Drexel boat taking a look across, trying to see where she measures up with her counterpart from the Owls. These two boats in lockstep there. And the race for 2nd and 3rd should be a good one. MIT here, final 200 meters looking awesome. And look at the Coxon in the MIT boat urging her team on. You can see her just bobbing and weaving with the boat, screaming at her team. She knows gold is within their grasp. The Bergman Trophy is coming home to MIT here if they can finish this thing out. Final gasps here. What do we have left in it? As they come to the finish line, it's gonna be MIT crossing first. Winners of the gold and the Bergman Trophy. It's MIT and hanging on to the silver medal. Temple with a great final push, getting back into contact with MIT. Drexel manages the bronze. Queens finishes in 4th. Next up is Fordham in 5th, and UAlbany not far behind in 6th. What an incredible race as MIT wins the Bergman Trophy.
And an incredible show all of those women gave us just now. That is MIT with a 634.2, Temple 636.99, Drexel in 3rd with a 638.8,